Happy sunrise, everyone. Happy holidays. Welcome to Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast with Nadine Portuan. You guys, I am one word, I am one number. I got me a little lemon balm this morning, okay? Wanted me something nice and lemonade, right? It looks like iced tea, but it really is not. It's a good old, nice, refreshing drink, okay? So, guys, welcome to the day, okay? It is Friday, yay, okay? Another day in our lives, and we have a lot to be thankful for because we have received our first blessing, because we have opened our eyes. So, thank you, Lord. I appreciate it. I got me some legendary Mr. Luther Vandross Christmas music playing in the background because I love Christmas a whole lot. It is my favorite holiday, my favorite time of the year because it is the year and the season for giving, right? And I love to give. I'm very generous. So, it gives me a reason to want to buy nice things for the people that I love and care about, right? So I love Christmas. And plus, it's Capricorn season, which is my birthday. So I'm very happy about that. So guys, come on in and join me. I have a great quote this morning. Okay, grand rising, happy sunrise, and blessings to your day. Okay, it is a wonderful day to be alive. We have reached another holiday season in our lives. And I don't know how you guys feel about the holidays, but I just love it. And I hope that you guys do too. Okay, so come on in and join me. I'm going to go ahead and get into the quote. I have a really good one this morning, and I hope that this one resonates with you all very well. Okay, so the quote for today is, no cater to entitled. No cater to entitled. Okay, guys, come on in and join me this morning, okay? Because that is the quote for this morning, no cater to entitled. And I'll explain. There are those who feel entitled to being treated more special than others. They feel entitled to being treated more special than others because there are many people that are closest to them that may have given them preferential treatment. Just because, right? I.e., no reason. They just give it to them, right? So, in doing this, for some people, you will often find that they take your niceness as a weakness, right? They take your niceness as a weakness, all right? They're taking that as a weakness because the entitled feel that you should treat them as such so they can always feel good because everyone that's been around them has always treated them like they should get what they want. They are entitled, right? So we're not going to cater, to the entitled. They are treated a certain way by people closest to them, mainly because they are loved, right? But when they come out into the world and they're dealing with so many other people, they start to feel like everybody should treat them as if they are entitled. And this is regardless of what they actually deserve, right? Regardless to what they deserve. So there are many people who deserve the best treatment from others because they actually treat people great all of the time. So because they treat people well all of the time, people feel the need to treat them well back. Right? But then you have those that don't treat people any special type of way because they are self-serving, and they feel like everybody should serve them as well. And they want you to treat them well regardless to whether they deserve it again, right? Yet it is more, forgotten when a person has treated you great than when a person that avoids treating you with grace is forgotten. Yeah. People that give you grace, they get forgotten more in opposition to those people who don't treat you well. Yeah. And you find that people that don't treat you well, a lot of times people want to try to treat them well thinking they'll reciprocate the feeling. That's just how they are. So today, I decided cater to the kind, not the entitled. Cater to the kind, not the entitled. Not doing that. The world has a tendency of making people who have a lot feel like they are supposed to be treated better than everyone else. That's not really true. Do you really have a lot because of your resources, or is that a misconception? Hear me out. Having a lot, right, really should classify a person offering purpose and meaning to life. That's called having a lot. Having a lot should not be based on the material things that you have. It should be based on who you are inside, right? You have a lot because you are a wonderful person inside, and people get to notice that because you give wonderful person when you're in their presence, right? That's having a lot. You have a lot because you often share. You know, you may not have a lot to share, but you always share. That's having a lot. Those are people that have value. They bring purpose and meaning to life, right? Now, even if you are stripped of those material resources, people should still have the ability to see that you have a lot because it's all about your persona. It's how you present yourself, it's how you treat people. You act accordingly. You're pleasant, you're always a surprise with your energy that you bring. You are just an amazing person, and you compliment everyone well when you are in their presence because the way you act, the way you carry yourself doesn't mean that you have a lot material wise, but you have so much to offer because you're just an amazing human being. The word told me, and do not forget to do good and share with others, for which with such sacrifices God is pleased. I'll say it again. And do not forget to do good and share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased, says the Hebrews. We were never told to cater to a specific group of people. And I know we live in a world that feels that we need to cater to certain groups of people. If they are celebrity and their name is well known, let's cater to them, regardless to how people say they've treated them or how bad their reputation could be. But because their name is in lights, we have a tendency of catering to those people, or they're well known because they are wealthy, maybe a millionaire or billionaire. Regardless to how people have said they've treated people, we have a tendency of treating them like they're special. Oh no, that's a millionaire. Even at your job, that people will cater to the one that's the executive. He or she can be a horrible human being, but people feel the need to cater to them because they think that is going to keep them in their job. Well, I've worked in corporate America a long time, and I can honestly tell you that catering to an executive does not keep you into your job, okay? Because they will lay you off just like the rest. I've been there. No matter the education, okay, no matter the experience, okay. Now, I will say people that tend to brown nose a little bit more, all right, and make themselves seen in front of that executive and pucker up, they get a lot of attention from the executive. I will say that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that their job is secure, because somebody can come and pucker up and brown nose a little better than you and take your position. So does it really work? You're catering to someone who is not deserving of it. We were never told to cater to a certain group or set of people because they feel like they are more deserving than anyone else. We were never told that by design. By design and actuality, we are all supposed to treat each other as equal. Equal, right? The only ones that get preferential treatment by design is supposed to be maybe your spouse, right? Your children, relatives, blood related, a good friend, right? Those people, you're going to treat them different from a stranger. That's natural. But to just take a stranger who you know nothing about and cater to them just because people have told you that you should, or just because that person believes that you should, that is not what we've been taught to do. By design, by design. I don't know how you were taught in your home, but I know in my home growing up, it wasn't about catering. I grew up with a mom and a father that was about fairness. Treat everybody fair. Treat them well. Because you want that. You want people to treat you fair. You want to be considered someone that people consider in all of their good doings and deeds. Right? Now, if that be the job for us to be employed, where we have to be compensated, you or myself fairly being compensated, then of course we will adhere to the rule that helps us pay our bills and live comfortably. I agree with that. Yes, you're gonna go over and beyond, and do what is in your job duties to make sure that you are getting your bills paid. You're getting paid fairly, so you're going to go over and beyond to do everything you need to do to make sure that job, is being done very well. but never to the capacity where you have to cater to a whole group of people, even though they didn't deserve it, but you just feel the need to do that. That is definitely not a part of that job description. Otherwise, we can believe in doing good and sharing with others because our heart, that is being watched by our Creator, says that we should, right? So if you are a naturally good person that believes in sharing and caring for other people outside of yourself, then naturally you're going to be that way at any job, right? Because that's who you are. That's who you are. So you don't have to feel the need to alter who you are and give preferential treatment to people because they say you should. Maybe, they come from a certain group. Maybe they at a certain pay grade, so you feel like I need to cater to this person. No, you don't. This is all about being yourself. And being yourself does require us to be good people. Share, and treat people fairly so that we can get that back. Now, that's notwithstanding the fact that some people just are not going to treat us fairly. That's okay. As long as we know that we're doing our part, we shall be fine. Right? Therefore, we know that if we cater to anyone, it should lack doing something for someone who needs to enjoy entitlement. It should certainly lack that. You're not catering to someone because they feel entitled. That's not the way to do it. I don't believe it is. I hope many of you don't. You cater to someone because they are deserving of it. For it should lean towards our hearts, wanting to extend grace towards someone else needs and wants because they are deserving of it. Right? We don't cater to the entitled. That is the best way to cater to anyone outside of our spirit, right? Because they are deserving of it. The heart should lead us to do the right thing. Cater to the needs and wants of people who are deserving of it. You care about them. Or maybe it's somebody that's homeless in the street, and you know that story. You're familiar with that story, and your heart leads you towards giving. That's good catering. But not to those who feel entitled to receive it from you and I. I think that we can smile at a day when our ability to show grace is shared to others, right? To others, and someone gets to smile from it, right? When you have, been blessed and you want to give and you want to share, you share with someone who you feel like I'm going to extend some grace to them because grace was, extended upon me, so now I'm going to share in that grace to someone else just to see them smile, from receiving something from me. I'll cater to that person. That is a beautiful thing. And I believe that's what the holidays are about. It's about, I'm a Christian. So for me, it's about the celebration of Christ, right? Christmas is the celebration of Christ. And I believe that to celebrate Christ, the best way is to be able to share and give to people, extend your heart, lend a hand, be joyful, help somebody else seek into their joyfulness. I believe that's what it's about. Not because they are entitled, never because they are entitled. It is because our generosity can see the goodness of another deserving soul. Simply it. So today, guys, all right, smile at being a deserving soul, showing grace towards another deserving soul. Right? Because you may have been a deserving soul to someone, and now you're using that same wonderful grace and you're extending it to another deserving soul. Not because they're entitled, but because they are deserving of it. And you're catering to the fact that they deserve it. This is the making of a happy holiday. This is my favorite Christmas song, guys. Alexa, higher. My favorite Christmas song. I love Christmas. Okay, guys, that is the making of a happy holiday, to be able to give to a deserving soul because you were a deserving soul. So a blessing came upon you because you deserved it. And now you're taking some of that blessing to extend it to another deserving soul. Never to the entitled. The entitled will never believe that they're deserving of it because they just feel entitled. You have to give it to them, right? That's how they feel. But if you're giving to a deserving soul, you know that you are extending a grace to someone that actually really purely deserves it. That is the best way to give this holiday season, right? Not because they're entitled, but because they are deserving of it. And I walk away from this is my last Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast for the year of 2025. Because I'm going to take a break and I'll see you guys in 2026. But I walk away from 2025 just feeling happy and joyful that I know that I'm extending the grace that God has given me to someone that is deserving of that grace, to many people that is deserving, because it may be just more than one. And you have the ability as a deserving soul that we are all deserving souls. I'm sure many of us here on this live have done wonderful things in our lives, just from the goodness of our heart, just from our generosity. And that alone makes us a deserving soul. Even when we walk in a room and we could smile and that energy prompts everybody else to smile, or we can talk about something good and bring joy to the hearts of others, or we can give a good story that makes somebody think about what their story is and change things for the betterment of themselves. Those are people of deserving souls, right? Those are people that grace should be shoot upon, right? And if you are that deserving soul, sort out some other deserving souls so you can extend your grace towards them. That's what the holidays are about. I'm very happy about the holidays. It just does something to me, to my spirit, that makes me feel like just giving, giving, giving. Who can I find that is a family or a friend that I really, really love and give them something because they are a deserving soul? And it's not all about the money that we spend, which I do love to give people gifts that I know that they adore, or maybe something that they've been thinking about for a long time. I love to do that. That is what's wonderful about the holiday, because the whole year can beat us down. And I know for many people, 2025 was rough, right? But at the end of the year, if we can push that aside and think about someone else, we are setting up a blessing for our lives for the next year. Because we took ourselves out of the element of worry and distress of what this year has brought to us, and we set ourselves in a position where we can help relieve somebody else from their worry and their distress. It's called selflessness this holiday season. So let's not cater to people that feel like they are deserving of it, and they know that they are not. They just are accustomed to being catered to, right? Let's give to those who are deserving souls this holiday season. It's Christmas. Why not? Why not? Guys, blessings to your day. I am Nadine Poetry One. I'm one word, I am one number, guys. Join me again in 2026 on the other side of the year, okay, of the new year, where I will come with more Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast, okay? This is my final one for the year of 2025, but I'll be back in 2026. Okay, guys, now listen. In the meantime, if you guys are available, in 2026, I'll be back with Imperfect Poetry Thursday. Okay, guys, if you've never joined me before for Imperfect Poetry Thursday, my live poetry show that is on multiple social media platforms on Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on and join me for Imperfect Poetry Thursday. Last night I did my last Imperfect Poetry Thursday, and I brought my tree. I made sure I showed my Christmas tree because I love Christmas, right? And the tree with the lights and everything is so magical to me. I become a whole little girl with Christmas, because I remember growing up, my mother always had a beautiful tree and we would help decorate it, and it's something about Christmas. I believe in Christmas miracles. I just really, really do. I really, really do. So the tree is like the light, it gives me the light, and it represents to me the Christ that I serve, the body of Christ that I reside in, right? So join me next year, okay, in 2026 for another Imperfect Poetry Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Last night we talked about, what did I talk about last night? I talked about keep going. That was what the poem was about, okay? The going I kept. That's what it was called. The going I kept. The recaps, the quotes, and the clips will be available over the weekend. I want you guys to check that poem out, because I wrote that poem in a time that I was frustrated and I was feeling distressed, right? And then I wrote it and I recorded it and I didn't finish it. But then I came back a few days later and I finished the poem. And I can tell the contrast of the Nadine Poetry One voice, who was frustrated and just had it up to here with things going on, because my hands are involved in so many different things. And sometimes I get overwhelmed. I'm human. So I got that experience in recording, but then when I came back a few days later, that frustration had subsided and I was able to deliver the poetry in a whole different attitude, a whole different emotion. So I was able to listen to that, but I talked about this poetry last night because I wanted people to prepare themselves for the new year coming in so that we can keep going. Keep going. It may look like it's not working, but we're going to keep going. It may look like it's not moving in your favor, but we're going to keep going. It may look like somebody is telling you don't do it, but it's meant for you to be done. You keep going. It's meant for you to do it. Excuse me. Keep going. That's what it was about. It was about encouraging, and I shared with the people that when I wrote that poetry, I was frustrated. And I needed to tell myself to keep going because sometimes life has a way of telling you to stop because you're frustrated. But I wanted people to know that you don't stop because things get overwhelming. Life still goes on. So you still go on with it. Don't let frustration stop you from moving towards your goal. Don't let negativity stop you from moving to the process and the progress that you want to see for yourself to accomplish. You can do it. And that's what that poem was about. I wanted to use my last night of 2025 for Imperfect Poetry Thursday to encourage all the listeners and the viewers to know that we should keep going. Okay, keep going. Rose, keep going. Jacqueline, keep going. Okay, who else do we have here? CO35604, keep going. All right, 2026, we're going to keep going. JNR, we're going to keep going for 2026. Okay, Miss Jeanette, we're going to keep going for 2026. Mavis Tyson, we're going to keep going for 2026. Because you know why? We are unstoppable for 2026. We are unstoppable. All right, Steffi, for 2026, we are going to keep going. So no matter what wows life may bring, no matter what complications that get in your way, be knowing that you have the ability to keep going because we are walking into 2026 unstoppable. Guys, join me in 2026 for Imperfect Poetry Thursday. Okay, let's talk about poetry. It is a great night, Thursday nights, for poetry. And poetry is the stimulant sometimes that we need to keep us going, right? Also, guys, I am the owner and founder of Skin Poetry One, which is my organic skin oil butters. Guys, if you have not got the experience, I go ahead and I ask you guys to go ahead and get the experience. It is an awesome product, okay? And here's what I shared last night, what I want to share with you guys as well, all right? Because we're moving into a direction where most people are going for natural organic products to put on and in their body, right? My products are 100% organic. All the ingredients is handcrafted, it's hand whipped, and it's good, wholesome stuff that grows within the earth that is going to give you the intense hydration and moisture that your skin needs naturally. Naturally. But it also has healing properties from them organically grown flowers, right? Now, since I've been on this journey doing things natural and organic, I ran into this research about bread. And I just want to tell you guys, those of you that don't know, be careful of that bread on the shelf. Please, please. The bread on the shelf has carcinogens in it. They're putting things in that bread that we make sandwiches and make peanut butter and jelly for our babies. We toast it. We even crumble it up to make the homemade stuffing sometimes. They're putting carcinogens in that bread. And I want to inform you guys that that is not good. You have to be careful of the things that we are putting in our body because it's no more companies that are doing a lot of things to take care of the human. It's all about getting the money. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to give my money to any company that is going to help me feed my body stuff that they use to make doormats and yoga mats. That's what's in the bread. So I found a bread. It's called Ezekiel, like in the Bible. And it's not even flour in it. So those people who are diabetic like me, they can eat this bread, okay, and feel safe that they're putting a nutrient in their body because it's made with all whole grains in this bread, and it tastes amazing. So I wanted to just throw that at you guys because anytime I learn something that is going to be healthy for the body, or if I learn something that is not healthy for the body, it is my job as a human, as a child of God, to share with the other children of God that these things are not good for your body. Be careful of them breads. If they have paragraphs in the ingredients, it's probably not good for your body. My products for Perfect Portrait, for Skin Poetry One and Perfect Poetry Thursday, but for Skin Poetry One, I have 6 to 8 ingredients that we're all familiar with, that we can pronounce, that we don't need a scientist to break down what it does for our skin. You don't even need all of those ingredients that they're putting in all of these different moisturizers that we're familiar with, that have reputable brands that been out for years. Family has been using it for decades. You know, they have petroleums and greasiness. You don't need to have a scientist have to read your ingredients. And you certainly should not be purchasing something because that's what mom and them used to buy, because that's all they could afford. We live in a time now where we have options. I want us to all walk into 2026 thinking about a healthier life so we can stop getting those chemicals and carcinogens in our body. My product has no chemicals, no carcinogens, no artificial colors, no artificial fragrance, no synthetic ingredients at all in Skin Poetry One organic products. You can check it out. I have a variety to choose from. They're made for all skin types, all age groups. So my products are safe for your children just as much as it is safe for your granny and grandpa and everybody in between. Okay? Check it out. Skin Poetry One Organic Skin Oil Butters, guys. You can order yours at https:// skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com. Okay, this is a plant-based product. Every ingredient in my product grows right here in the earth. Every ingredient, okay? So the same way our bodies are natural, you want to make sure you're putting things on your skin that are naturally going to heal your skin and give you a natural glow on your skin. Okay, and this glow stays on my skin in between showers. It does. It works for all skin types, and we have a variety to choose from. So think about the things that you're putting on your body and on your skin. In fact, I challenge you guys to look at some of those things that are on your nightstand that you use to moisturize, or in your armoire that you put on the skin of your children before they head out to school. And read those ingredients and see if you know what they mean. Because I'm a college-educated woman, and some of them ingredients I can't even pronounce. And I don't have a scientist in the family to break it down for me. So if you have a scientist in the family to break it down, go ahead and use those chemicals. Go ahead. If they're working for your skin, use the chemicals. I don't encourage that, but if that's what you like to spend your money on, please go ahead and use it. But at least be able to pronounce the ingredients in it. Same thing with your bread. Check out on YouTube and look at those things about bread. You would be surprised of the ingredients they're putting in bread. When I looked at this documentary about bread, I immediately went into my kitchen and threw away bread that I have been using for a long time because it was supposed to be healthy. They're not telling us the truth, guys. Get Ezekiel bread or Dave's Killer Bread. Those are natural breads. Dave Killer Bread has flour in it, but it uses natural, wholesome, organic ingredients. And then Ezekiel only uses grains, whole grains, to formulate that bread with no flour, so it's good for diabetics. I want to tell you guys this because I want us to start to think about being smarter and stop feeling like we need to cater to these companies because they feel entitled to it because they're reputable brands. No, I'm not going to cater to anyone that feels entitled. I'm going to take care of my body with those companies that care about me, that care about you. I want you guys to do the same thing. So again, I'm Nadine Poetry One. On one word, I am one number. I'm not going to monopolize any more of your time because the day is just going and I know you guys got to get on. But check me out in 2026. I'll be back with more Give Me My Rights, WRITES Daily Podcast, okay, and giving you some more encouraging quotes to hopefully encourage and inspire your day, because that's what it's about, right? We're supposed to feed off positive energy amongst each other. All right. I know you got your gossip that you guys like to go and flock to. You know what I mean? I'm never going to get on here and gossip about my people. I'm never going to do that. I'm always going to get on here and try to encourage each and every one of us because you never know who's going through something. I have gone through things and I didn't have anyone to encourage me. So I think God is using me, an imperfect vessel, to get his message across to a whole bunch of his people, just in case they needed to hear something. He's using me. And those of you that join me, you may be the very person that he put in line to hear the message he needed you to get. So I'm glad he's using me for that. And then join me again for Imperfect Poetry Thursday in 2026, Thursday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And go ahead and get your Skin Poetry One Organic Skin Oil Butters. We ship all over the country. It's good stuff, organic, again, handcrafted, hand whipped, no chemicals, no carcinogens, no artificial color, no artificial fragrance, and they smell amazing. And they keep your skin deeply hydrated and moist. And again, for all skin types, all age groups. Check it out. Skin Poetry One Organic Skin Oil Butters. https://skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com. You can also order through Instagram, and you can also order through Facebook under the Skin Poetry One pages, or you can go directly to the website that I aforementioned, the skinpoetry1.nadinepoetry1.com, and you can go to my personal website, which has a lot of poetry and stuff and all my shenanigans and craziness, okay, at www.nadinepoetry1.com. Listen, guys, happy holidays. Happy New Year's. Blessings to your day. All right. And listen, for 2026, we keep going. We are unstoppable. We got this. Whatever the goal is, we're going to get to it, and we're going to be undenied. Undenied. Blessings to your day.